Hello, good evening, welcome all. Let me make sure that we're live on the info. What? Are you using backup keys? What? Oh. Hey, Loki. All right, it looks like Rumble's gonna have some issues. I know, you were just like, can I just get started in the snacks, please, while we figure out the tech issues? Hello, Pam. Your little video from the other day was super cute. You're working so hard, and I was laughing. You're talking about your space feeling like, ugh, my background's disorganized, but sometimes I need to lay out what I have so I can figure out what is happening next. Because things are not quite finished yet this week, but we will be doing lots of fun things. Changed up my background a little bit. Nope, there she is. Sally. Hey, Joyful Joy. Welcome. I hope everybody's had a good week or a calm getting ready to the start for the next week. This past week has kind of been a little goofy and fun, but crazy all at the same time. The tornado. Oh, Kitty said press the button. That snacks are all over there. Yes. Oh, the tornado. Yup. Hey, Allie. Yeah, he's like the new little guy. Oh, here's Freya Frufers. I don't know if we can get her to. Do you want to make your appearance? Hey, come on. Come over here so your sister can have. Don't knock the camera. Don't knock the camera. Come on, Freya Frufers. The littlest man doesn't understand this yet. Okay, don't. You'll go down there so that your sister can get her snackies. Oh, good. I'm glad you got your tornado cleaned up. Okay, first. That's right. I've got my wireless headset on. So, here. You want to eat your... Okay. Okay, those are hers that I put on the floor. Come on, little man. Come on. I know, I forgot that it's nice to have wireless earbuds sometimes. Not that I've got anybody to talk to. Well, What a week. But I will give it a few more minutes for folks to pile on in. I don't need to rush. I can chillax. Everything's okay. I've got more snackies. I have stuff from last week to finish. I put Sally in the background and finished the waistband for the top of that double circle skirt. And I left the red on so that we can, first order of business will be to take these threads off. But, so the red binding, yes, does it not quite match? Yep, but there's just so much in this. Does it matter with one more detail? Probably sew the buttons on later because I don't know if the needle I brought is going to has an eye big enough for this thread. I don't even know what this is. It's so old it's on a wooden spool, and I have a goodly amount of it, and it seems nice and sturdy. So we're going to go with buttonhole thread. Alright, streaming to my RTMP failed. Trying to recover using backup keys. How did you hem the top of the circle? How did hemming the top of the circle skirt go? It went pretty well. A little bit funny where I'd set the zipper in, but yeah, all in all, not too shabby. I put her up with that corset. I was like, oh, I made those things. I should wear them more often. But there was a birthday party at my house this week. Well, there was birthday, so I was like, I want to look over the top and get that skirt finished. Looks like furniture thread. Okay, yeah, it might be too thick for... Thank you. I'm not repairing furniture right now. I'm pretty sure I've got some buttonhole thread or something stronger than cotton because These pants are super heavy. And I think I'm going to do loops, button loops. But I know, I think I'm going to do like the rouleau strip. Should I have done that before I binded? Yes, probably, but too late to go back. Too late for that now. Oh, rumbles. We'll figure you out later. I know I've been beta testing for them to set up a static stream key. I still don't think it's working for me, but they've been at least attentive for issues, so we'll see. And of course, I stream on Sunday, and people have families, and I don't know there's issues until Saturday, so that's always fun times. But hey, Kilroy, thank you! It's Halloween season, so I thought that at the circus we'd go full clown today with all of my cute things, but also like half, tutor night. We're just leaning all into the circus and the clowning right now. And some sewing, and then stories, and hoping that my hot potatoes doesn't ring. But yeah, let's see here. And then after that, we've got these little shorts to sew. So much to sew. And oh, right, this is how I usually put these in. So I've got the back. That's all French seamed. And then once the lace is sewn flat, I will do one half of the French seam and then fold it over and throw in either an elastic or a drawstring. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I hope it's been productive and not stressful week. It's birthdays and craziness and my brain planning like projects and going over the top with things. But I was going through my sketchbook from a couple stuff that I'd drawn a couple weeks ago, and I guess I had it in my head for this like pumpkin costume. So like petticoat, check, black knickers, working on pink overskirt. I thought I was going to do green. I didn't consult my list, but then I'm sitting pink overskirt, check. And pink and orange bodice. That is something I need to pick some fabric for. I don't have any more of the orange, but I do have my other green corset with the sequins. And this is the brand. This? DAISO. I don't know. It looks like it might be from. Oh, it's Japanese. Does it? The purple version of this bled, and 0 out of 0 stars. Do not recommend. The only thing I liked about it is that it was sequins on a string, so I just needed to like tack it down. Actually, I think I sewed everyone down because whatever. But oh yeah, even the gold one, they both it does not stand up to hula hooping. And there goes my camera. Okay, I need to be more gentle and stop being so jumpy. I haven't made a new item in a bit. I've just been fixing stuff that was coming apart. Yeah, I did that too. I mended a pair. I'll just go get them. I knitted these amazing pants a while ago, a hot minute ago, and they'd sprung a leak, so I stitched them back up this morning. Because, yeah, it's so interesting how I'm much more compelled to like mend something or take it apart and reuse it if I've made it versus if it's store-bought. Oh yeah, we set the zipper in. I've got to find some skinny lacing for the back of this, and I brought over the boning so we can cut boning to make this corset whole again. Because I think she'd look cute with this pumpkin costume, the green corset, with all the doodads. And we'll figure something to go on top of it. Or we won't. I don't know. I just don't know. I just know that my brain sometimes goes faster than my hands can sew and cut stuff. And I always wish I had more time to sew, but then I also have to do stuff and stand up and hoo-hoo because I'm so I just don't feel fit and comfortable in my skin right now, but it happens to the best of us. So shall we sew this down and liberate some pins? And then we'll figure out what we're going to sew next. Remove these things. And let's get to stitching. I know we got just like a big money shot of sequins right there. There's just so much fabric here. Oh my gosh. Don't step on the scale wearing this costume. Where's the skinny end? I think this is why I was contemplating sewing this off stream, because I'm like, I am just literally wrestling fabric right now. So enjoy the show, folks. Oh, Pam, I'm so glad you had so much fun that you made it to a live over the last week. Man, everybody's been doing so much sewing, I feel like I'm slacking, but this week was just busy with all sorts of, crazy stuff. Some of it was nice crazy, some of it was bad crazy, some of it hearing young folks be a little sounding crazy and reckless, and then to find out later that there was actual injuries and things. It was what's going on this week. But let's make sure we drive carefully in the lines. We do not drive 55 on my sewing machine because it's a surefire way that I run off the seams inappropriately and then have to go back and fix stuff. We're too close to the end of this project for craziness like that. Oh, Kilroy, thanks for finding me over on Locals. I've got to post more stuff there. There's so much social media. And then IRL stuff. But we had a week of fall, autumn. It was 60 and rainy and cold. And then theoretically it's going to be 80 next week, but I don't think so. But there's nothing like being in the desert with 30-degree temperature shifts from the daytime to the nighttime. But the pedals are... I can't. It would be the knee to the leg. And oh... I don't... There's too much fabric. I can't. If I drove that fast, I would stick myself with a pin on this costume or cry. It's hard enough to figure out what I'm doing. Oh my god, but I think I'm going to put in an order from Fred Sanford. I saw that set of 3 low shank quilting feet for a reasonable price, and I was like, I could like those. Oh, did I? What is happening here? Okay. Yes, okay. No, okay. Did I sew the wrong thing together? Oh, potatoes. Wow, we are. Okay, let me just end this for a second because I need to stitch it. Because right at the very beginning, I sewed things that I shouldn't have. Killer, I've been meaning to get on locals for a while. I'm still not sure what exactly it is, but now you're on it. Perfect. It is set up to basically be an alternative to Patreon. So treat it that way, or I journal. I think you can upload videos, do whatever. It's for like your exclusive content. Wish I had my other stitch rippers. Yeah, see, right at the very beginning, I had the back side. So this waistband is not going to work like this. I guess I'll just hand tack the beginning later and finish going around. Well, that was fun. Better than sewing through my fingers, so I guess we'll take that for a win. Oh, it'll be fine, because I think I should hand tack this down anyway, because it's a very narrow, tight curve between the front half and the back half. Do I? Okay. Just making sure that I still have my, of course we're not going to show up my F, so I know which is the front. Let's see, quilting, darning, and embroidery 3-pack. Yes. Let's see. Oh, it should be cool up in Canada. Yes, Allie. It's still like summer right now. Night is cold. Yup. Same here. And the leaves are starting, but then like my rose bush is blooming again, so that's always nice. Perfect for someone just wanting to give that a try on the low shank machines. That's what I was thinking, because the price was right, and I have all three, and I've got this machine, and those are feet that I don't have that I think would be fun to play with. Oh, yes. I'm talking about sewing machine feet that I like to play with. Because we're just starting in early tonight. Oh, where's my water? Let's see here. Alright, what was on my list for funny things? Oh, that was not funny. What, Jamal Bowman pulling the fire alarm. Like, who doesn't? Yes, my roses do love this weather, and depending on what happens, sometimes my rose bushes will bloom into December, the beginning of December. It is spectacular. Yeah. Yep. I don't really need to do retail therapy, but that's me curating history, right? Sold. I think I'm going to start an order and see if he's got that cording foot for in Hills. She needs a better spot. Because she doesn't like she feels neglected. But right now we're fighting a little bit because I can't calmly put the bobbin race back in, and like my fingers are getting in the way of myself trying to do it. Maybe I should give her a good oiling and a rub down. Yeah. She just needs some love and attention, I think. Oh, I keep pulling my... Oh, that's what's pulling the camera. Okay. Battery pack pants, too heavy. Let me move you onto my lap because you're... My pants are kind of... These pants are dangerous right now. And my camera is just... I miss having my tripod where the head swivels. This is fixed. Okay. Over the hump. Where the coating was, everything. And I've got a gajillion pins for this bias tape today. Okay. Almost at the corner. Almost. Yeah, because I've got quilting on my brain right now. Okay, let me just air hug fabric. Okay, turn the corner. Pick my finger, then we can talk. Wow, I am like on it today. Okay, turn the light. Nice. Turn the corner. One more. Down. Up. I ran out of bobbin thread. Are you kidding me? We are having all of the... Alright, we've come early to the Phoenix laughs maniacally at the sewing machine for a little while. It's a good thing I've got some more bobbin. Reload it here. Okay. Oh, that's where I was thinking of quilting. I quilted petticoat and a pair of quilted stays, like my... I think I'm going to use the top part from my red and skeleton zippered stays and then trace on... Oh, what's going on here? Okay, wow, weird. What is happening this week? I had people, young folks being reckless and then bones being broken, altercations averted, people needing to talk to cops. It was just like, what type of misadventures does the universe feel like they need to have right now? Oh, I probably should have brushed a little better. Because if we have to replace the bobbin, we might as well brush out the schmutz while we're in there. Okay. Oh my god, I wonder how hard did Godless need to deep clean his machines yesterday to like fully defluff them? Or is he... I hope he's well. Oh my god, yeah. That was up, yeah. And then them still trying to be like, oh, but he was fighting the Russians, and I'm like, it's like, oh, do you know your history? There's only one group that the Russians were fighting. Oh, that was funny too. I'm not really into the crypto space, or not. I just enjoy laughing at their downfalls sometimes. Let's try that angle instead. So that Ben Armstrong, formerly BitBoy Crypto, who'd already had that thing with that other streamer, A2Z. And then, how did I don't even understand. I mean, I understand having a company car. Having your company car be a Lambo is extra. But that he was live streaming from his ex-business partners. He was live streaming in front of his ex-business partner's house where the Lambo was with the lady who he was having an affair with. And he was packing, like, it just, oh my god. Oh, Allie says, oh, Kilroy, right after they said he was at the very least, they were part of the Axis. They were all got up and clapped, and not just the speaker, not just Justin, they all clapped, even the military members and the Minister of Defense. Yeah, it was, oh my god, such a... And then the resignation of the one guy and all that, like, faux apologies. Like, know your history, do better, and what is even happening? How... I mean, I see what's happening, but I don't understand, like, where are people's brain cells? And are they really that insulated and ignorant and dumb? Or is there there's something that we don't know about that's, like, behind the scenes of all this? The whole room needs to resign. Yes, they do, Allie. They are just virtue signaling, no moral compass to any of them at all. No, I don't think so. They are compassed out. Unless it's, maybe their compass just points to money. But yeah, Jesus. What an embarrassment. Speaking of that, do we know who the new head of the Wagner group is? Or a couple weeks ago when there was the helicopter crash and Prigozhin was, or Soichu, whatever, the one who supposedly is dead, not dead. Do they have a new, they've been kind of quiet. I haven't heard much from them right now in a little while, so that's concerning. But maybe they're just trying to get in on what's going on with Armenia and Azerbaijan, because that's also another, like, keg. Kilroy. And then, Krista Freeland. Yeah, she's Krista Freeland's grandfather was really, stolen Jewish presses and printed Nazi newspapers on them. And then he wrote a book about it. They've forgotten that the Canadian soldiers fought and died for World War II, and some never recovered that lived. And you've met them. Yeah. Well, and it's curious, too, like, what... Okay, let me see if we can gently, because you guys are too far away and I can't read. Can I do this without just drawing my space? Sweet, camera's still plugged in. All right, we'll go with this. Did they know when there was the recruiting of Ukrainians to come to Canada after the war? Were they trying to get Ukrainian Jews, or did they want the Ukrainian Nazis, or both? Like, I'm just confused. Putin had a meeting with them in the last 2 days. Oh, let's see. Yeah, okay, Allie. Putin had a meeting with them in the last 2 days, and they have an interim leader there. Okay. Of course they do, because it's like something... I'm like, they can't have just, like, fallen off the radar. Because where would we get our cobalt and lithium for our batteries and solar panels if not from Africa? Oh, craziness. I'm a little disappointed, though, that Sam Bankman-Fried's trial is all federal and that there's going to be there's no television feed for that. That would just, like, make me laugh all week. Like, if he insists on speaking in his own defense, and at this last minute, like, oh, please, can you let me go because I don't have adequate time because this case is so complicated that I'm the only person who can explain this to you. Oh my god, the audacity of that guy. And it'll be curious to see how because it is becoming apparent that it's seeming that his parents had a little bit more involvement than was initially than we might have known about in the beginning. So their role in all of this, besides the giving of the money to Stanford, is going to be interesting to see. Oh, Allie, they brought all sorts into Canada, French resistance, and those that helped the enemy was more about keeping them safe after the war, really fair. Right, no, that statement is not going to come out nicer, right? Oh, too many layers? Did we get through the... Okay, now we're on to the other half of this. Oh, right, because we're still not quite finished. I cut tore strips of green to bind. I think I'm going to hazard the first go around on the machine, and then I'm just going to hand whip stitch it on the inside, because at some points on some of these there's going to be like 5 million layers of super thick fabric. Also got suckered into war for the wrong side. Some didn't know that Hitler was up to until after the war ended. Yes. There was some of that. Yeah, nothing is ever clean and nice and straightforward. Unfortunately. Just why my favorite phrases are good question, I don't know, and it depends. And that's gotten me quite far. Okay, turn to the corner, only one layer. No, wrong sides attached. Okay, we're almost there. It's so funny, I've been at this project for so long that even though I think I've been saying we're almost done for like weeks, even though that's still not true. But getting closer. And I'm getting distracted because we put chicken fat into the pressure cooker, and it's making me hungry. All I smell is fat, and that's a good smell. Okay. Stitch in. Oh, yes. But also on my list of random... Oh, right, I know. I spent Wednesday night. I should have come on. I watched the debate, so nobody else had to. I just wanted to watch that food fight of a melee. It kind of made me laugh. And I think that party is just like dead. I think something new needs to rise up in the ashes, because they're out of touch. Well, I shouldn't have. I forgot about that one because it wasn't on my list. Poor Dianne Feinstein. I feel bad that she should have enjoyed that time, the last 20 years, with her grandkids and family, and not trotted out like some geriatric sideshow piece to just fill a seat. It just seems cruel. I don't like it. But I wonder who they're gonna nominate in her place, or who's gonna be appointed. Where am I stuck? There's so much fabric, it's getting heavy on the other side. Alright, binding. Done. Fish. Okay, let's see here. Trimity trim. Oh, that's the other reason that pink skirt's hanging out. There's some, from where I tore the silk for the ribbon, there's so many stray threads, and I need to trim them. I hate trimming them. Workaholics are sad no matter their profession. True. Yeah, I guess, yeah, all that money, nice schedule, travel. Let's see. The art poofy. Oh, they're still not the same. Oh no, they are. Do we do this, or here? Let me try this way. Okay, let's see here. No, we're not going to try this on over my other pants right now. This is... I was going to try my pants on, but I need to be careful, and I want to make sure that the bottom is all done. Okay, I don't need the red anymore, so we'll go back to my standard gray. Let's see here, and we're going to be good, and kind of from the needle. I know, I was also laughing to myself, because last year I wanted my, like, not, the theme for my costume was, oh, what was, words, oh, Queen of Poison Apple Heart Tarts. No, that's not right. Looks awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I could be a workaholic at this. Like, can I just like croak at my sewing machine? I guess there'd be worse places, or at the circus. I know there's so much contrast. There's still that little section where I need to finish putting the sequins down. Sounds like everybody just... Oh, is this... Oh, it's on the back. I could, like, take pictures and just not turn around. Like, oh, no, but I'm gonna need to finish it, or it'll bug me, but... It's done enough. Anybody really looking that close? Queen of Poison Apple Heart Tarts. Yeah, that's where the green corset started from, and yeah, maybe after this we're gonna cut bones. I need to chop stuff. I need to mix it up a little bit tonight. Okay. Okay, thread through, yes. Alright. And no, we're gonna take a break. Machine's threaded. Sewing, cutting bones. And then, because I need to pin... I just want to cut bones right now. I don't need to have a reason as to what I'm working on next. When your file moves from the tool section to the sewing section, it's like the same day that your glue stick moves from the craft stuff to your makeup stuff. Okay. And it's not like I'm lacking in bones. I've got enough for projects. But I really... Yeah. am thinking about, right, I already said quilted petticoat, quilted bodies, and I've got the pattern pieces. So I think for that, I am going to, no, differently. My plan is to quilt a 30 by 36 inch piece, then cut it out, and then figure out how I'm going to close it. Because, thank you. When you say the poison ivy dress, I think instantly of the arsenic green Worth dress. I'm gonna have to look and see if I'm gonna have to look that one up. Where's my screen recorder? Okay. I'm clean. Oh, I can't say it calmly right now. All right, so I got the zipper in, and I'll probably go back and file the bones afterwards. I just want to cut them. And I found I did have this piece. I don't know whether it was supposed to be a modesty panel for a back or a stomacher, but it will work for both right now. Oh, do I have to unpick? Oh, some of these boning channels are terrible. You know what? For this piece, let's just rip that apart, and then we'll start that from scratch. All right. Yeah, I have more of this, it's plastic yarn, synthetic green moire. I know, I love this, like, acidy poison apple green color. And most of it is hand sewn. I think I streamed a whole bunch of it back in my early catalog days before Brunhild came into my life. Alright. There's not a bone in here, and I know the bone should slide through there. I have to. Oh, look. Is that once? Alright, we're just looking and seeing all the weird things that need a little bit fixing here. Maybe I need to file that bone a little bit. Thank you. It is a good one. All random stuff from the Goodwill. And we've got my tulip. Wow, the lighting keeps being funny. These are my tin snips for my metal bones, but there was chicken being cut with my kitchen shears that I frequently use to cut plastic bones with. So I said, I think I'll pass this time. Oh, is that maybe not where the boning? What's going on here? These lacing strips are so adorable, but I think they need some reinforcing. Oh, fancy that. I'm sitting in a sewing machine. Alright. Let's do this. I know that the bones fit because it had been fully boned until I harvested the bones for the pink one in the back on Sally. So let me just double check that everything fits, and then I'm just going to write over these seams again. And that fit nice. Right into your channels. Okay, everybody fits. Oh, maybe we'll just try this with this zipper foot. That plastic won't even bother those badass tin snips. I know! The tin snips are like, bring it on. Way nicer than the kitchen shears, actually, for doing this job. Why go in for a little when you can just go all in, like, huge? Alright, let's ride this with the zipper foot, because I haven't practiced with her enough. Oh. Alright, this is a not separating zipper, so I'm just going to roll this up. I know, I love looking at the inside of this with all of my hand basting, and it's ridiculously not great hand stitching, but gotta learn and practice from somewhere, and of course it's surprisingly finicky, but also impressively easy. Like, it's a lot of straight lines. And then you get to, like, use tools and other things. Oh, hello, zipper foot. Where have you been all my life? Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Ouch. Okay, one reinforced boning channel. You know, after I'd like cut it all apart and harvested the busks, I was like, why did you do that? You could have just got more tools, but oh well. I was like, but it's not good enough. It's the first one. Ellie regrets not getting the Victorian era boning and clips. It was like a cast iron basin punch lever. Whoa. Alright, you be right back. We will be after these messages. We'll be right back. Or am I gonna be... never mind. I had half a second of thinking I was not going to take the bones out to file them down, but that is going to be poor practice because this petticoat is going to get a lot of love and attention. And she already has. What am I talking about? What? Oh, I forgot to backstitch. Alright, we'll leave enough to tie it. Alright, who needs a bone where? Yep, the funness of corset talk. Yep, yeah, I'm trying to remember which direction, because I like to put the bones the opposite the way the body curves. Will this help my lighting situation? So funny this time of the year, and just being in so many different rooms. I don't... Pardon me, my lighting game. My favorite. Okay, there's a bone. There's supposed to be a bone. Bone, bone, bone. No bones about it. Okay. Oh, right, because I was thinking at some point I might rebone this, so I tried to just open it a little bit. No, we're not using our little nips. Hello, tin snips. Okay, but it must be in the... Ooh, this channel needs some reinforcing. Yeah, I think since I hand sewed all these boning channels, we're just gonna zip through on the machine while we're at it. Okay, I only need one bone. I need to find my opening. I did flat felled seams and used that to encase my boning channels. Alright, I know that bones fit in here. You are back! Yay! Our traveler has safely returneth. And there, we need another bone. Okay. Actually, we need 4 bones, and they should be the same size, or one of each, but we will cut them separately into here. Yep. I can't believe that little man loved hula hooping with me yesterday. Did I talk about this yet? I have a cat. Bilou is not afraid of hula hoops. He thought it was the best thing ever. He wanted to do tricks. I have cat teeth marks in a hula hoop, which, yeah, the other kids do not love my hoops that much, so I had to get all these costumes done because I can sew some daywear, because I think I need to practice in my costumes, because I need to know what tricks I can do, or want to do, or some stuff is just easier depending on what the costume is. And to know what hoops I want to use. Let's see here. Why do I keep doing that? You do not need to hold on to the entire roll of boning. I just need the one that needs to get into the channel. Oh, I sewed the zipper. Oh, that wasn't supposed to have boning. That was where the busk used to sit. There's my opening in the back for the other side. Alright, I'll just use it over here. Oh, what's going on? Did I not unpick? I had to have unpicked it. I took the bone out. Where do you fit in? Where's your place in the world? That's where our place is supposed to be. I know, it's so funny having these such large lots of random things. I feel like I'm wasting things when I'm not. They need to live their best. Oh, Halloween candy we call rockets and you call Smarties. Smarties here are candy covered chocolate bits. Food fight. Oh my good. Wow. That is on the verge of a food fight. Kelly. Killer, I just saw that every streaming service that offers podcasts, if they want to continue to operate in Canada, is going to have to register with the Canadian government and somehow create a Canadian content. What? Wow, I didn't really. I'm so sorry that Canada is just getting dumber and more totalitarian and weird than last time. That is not in the right hole. Whoa, Oh, Killer Eyes from Allie. Try finding out from the why Canada content even is. Exactly. So we need to have Canada hats, maple syrup, say a boot a lot. Like, what does that even mean? And who decides what this is? This is the same. Oh, this is happening all over the world right now with this whole quest. Oh, my words are so entangled with this. Like, who gets to decide what the right thing is? Or this weaponization of. No, the social contagion of wrong think and wrong speech. I don't even understand it. Because the UK's got that bill that was the whole thing that was trying to silence Russell Brand, and then the UK sending letters to Rumble and TikTok, YouTube, just trying to take. It's so weird. I have a brain. I like to use it. Can I just have the information so I can make my own thoughts and decisions, please? I made it through school, through many enough university degrees. I learned a few critical thinking skills along the way. Just give me the information. Oh, Ellie, Canada is so multicultural. What is that content anyway? Right. It's not even a melting pot. Canada is like everybody must stay in their ghettos and never mix with anybody else. Yeah. Thinking of that, because there was that other stepping in poop this week with the Sikh who was murdered, and as I'm learning more about the long-standing radical Sikh movement in India, and that this guy was like actually a Sikh terrorist and wasn't like it. It's so bizarre. Yeah, thinking of that, have been watching this movie called Cat, and it's on, not a movie, Indian drama series called Cat about the radical Sikhs. I love how the names of their political parties, because there's the Mango Party, which is the hardcore Hindi anti-West, which are similar to the Roti Party, which is the primarily Sikh. Trying to level up on my learning about India, because that's a continent that I just wasn't well versed in. I should stop trying to move my table or so I don't drop anything. Allie, there was another attempt this week in Canada, even after the media hype. I know it, and the way the spinning, it's the same spinning that they were trying to do with the Nazi and the Parliament. It's like, no, we're gonna open your mouth, we're gonna feed you this line of bullshit, tell you that it's chocolate pudding, and you're gonna have to just take it and like it. When if you've got have have a little bit of time to see the bigger picture of things, you're like, what? No, what the fuck is even happening here? It just, it doesn't make sense. Like, what are they gonna do if you don't? Are we gonna get like hauled off to the modern ghetto gulag of wrong speech if we don't comply to this? Like, what's the end? What's the end goal? What game are we playing? Because I don't consent. Why am I not? Why won't this phone slide into this channel nicely? Yeah, little man has decided that he knows how he's been climbing into the food cupboard trying to help himself to snacks. That cat's got a hollow tail and has not. I have to bring home my little scale to see if he's actually put on weight, because he doesn't look it, and I don't love that he still looks so skinny in his haunches. Well, something's not sliding nicely. I'll figure it. Okay, we'll just leave that one for a second, because if I can open it up a little bit and then restitch it, because this, of course, it's going to be loved, used, and doted on. Oh, maybe she needs. Why don't we try rhinestones? More rhinestones. Has anybody tried the heat set rhinestone stuff? Thoughts? Feelings? Is there a better brand than others, or is the crappy Amazon one going to suffice for a try it out option? Let's see here, Killer Ray. I'm not convinced they think that far ahead, tyrants. eventually get so high off their power, they're just thinking of the now and the next hit of power. That, yeah, maybe so. But how is it just coincidence that, like, the UK and their speech and language stuff, did Germany have one too? Canada, we were trying to have our own Ministry of Disinformation. Oh, that was funny too when thought they were gonna delete the Wikipedia page. This bonus doesn't go in that hole. That's why it doesn't fit. Sanding the edge of the tip will help the boning. Yes, I should have done it before. We'll go back. Okay. First, there's gonna be dinner in a few minutes. I know, and I can't, like, pretend that I didn't bring my file over to file the edges a little bit. I was like, let's see if we can be prepared, and what might we possibly need for all the stuff that we think we're going to be working on. And we're going to be gentle and not file the sewing table. Just wasn't sure if filing was going to be super exciting content, but it is part of the steps of corsetry boning with bones. As opposed to reed. Has anybody corseted with reeds before? I'm curious about all these other things, which is why my brain is on the quilting. That, and I don't want to be cold. I was like, let's make a quilted one. I think I'm starting to have collected enough appropriate underpinnings that I can be as modern or as not in my dressing habits. Thank you, Allie. Let's see here. Kilroy, delete a Wikipedia page. The Media Wiki platform essentially makes that impossible. Everything recorded, even the content of a deleted page. That might be true, but there was if you go to the Wikipedia page of the Nazi who was at Parliament last week, there was a notice all week of, like, this page is being considered for removal. Haley, and when all else fails this theory, square pegs do fit in round holes with a sledgehammer. Yes, I will get pliers, nibs, open up channels, pull, yank, and reinforce as needed, because I'm going to resew all these channels, or at least half of them again. I think the side where the sequins are, maybe it's not in the right layer. Wow, this is okay. Maybe the side will slide in nicer. I'm in the right layer. That also makes a difference. Yep. Finding the correct layer of your felt seam makes a difference also. Yes, and when all else fails, this theory, yes, sledgehammer, correct. Okay, next piece. I don't know why I spent so much time on this, why I thought that I was just going to hack it apart and harvest all the pieces, because the sequins are coming apart, because that was my favorite busk. It's in the pink one, so it doesn't really matter. I shouldn't be grumpy. Oh no, we are filing. Freya Freezers. Yeah, so ridiculous. So we'll see what this adventure is. Oh, that's just sad. The flash flooding from all the rains in Brooklyn in Brooklyn this week. Like, I know the infrastructure needs work, but that was just a lot of rain in a short period of time also. Okay, feel bone, no bone. There's no bones about this. Corsets are great. And we'll be back next week. We'll be here all week. Okay, bone, bone, no bone. Yeah, I just unwind it, lay it flat over the channel, snip, file, and slide. And repeat. I try to make the bones a hair shorter than the channel so that there's some ease of movement. And, oh, we actually did this last week. Instead of the basket, we put in the purple zipper because it's my corset and I can close it how I want to. Because I'll probably, yeah. I can't really tight lace this one too much because I got the plastic boning, and let's see here, the eyelets are all hand sewn, and I don't want to rip them out. This gold one is my favorite. It was terrible to try to sew an eyelet with, not at all the right thread. Which is why I think there's only the one of the golden ones. Okay, there we go, in between the layers. Right, nice, precious. There we go. When you find the right entrance, sliding bones is easy. Wow, I should really stop. This is not, I wasn't planning on it being that kind of a show. Oh, Allie, that will happen every time in New York City. The surface of a lot of Manhattan is false, and some roads are over caverns 2 to 3 stories. Oh my god, old buildings still have theirs and all. That's crazy. And so much of it is barely above sea level. Yeah, everything just feels like it's coming apart at the seams a little bit. But I guess they'll figure something out at some point. I just can't believe the people who are like in the, like, the amount of grossness that I would not want near me. It's too high. Don't recommend. Not interested. Let's see here. What else? No, shut down. Oh, that was funny. That soldier who ran over into North Korea got released this week. I don't know whether I heard the joke earlier in the week that Kim Jong-un was like, I'm friends with Dennis Rodman. I know enough people of color. You can go home now. Oh, the same as London. The small rivers and brooks that would have carried all that water have been put underground and built over. Yeah. We need to stop worrying about policing the internet and like actually get back to doing things that, like, who cares about the wrong thing when you're underwater? I just do not understand how they've got their priorities so bizarrely off. Alright, I think I have all my bones. And some pieces to mend where bones have tried to escape us. But let's run them down with the zipper foot. And I'm going to have to vacuum all this plastic chunks up. I know this will fit my need for my next. I was like, quilted stays, check. Do I also want a pair of Regency short stays? Of course I do. Am I gonna... Actually, I've got some ideas. I think I might take the top part of the 1908 riding corset and then just use that as my base and work out from there for my patterning, because I already know that that top fits the way I like it. Look at me, just a starting spot. So I refuse to spend $200 on a pattern book or a reference material. Like, just not there right now. Okay. Let's carefully sew some reinforced channels. They've already been sewn a number of times. But I think I already said I did this last year this time when I was streaming, but that was before we had all these such an exciting chat and all these new adventures. It was just literally little old me by myself in my living room. Well, did I forget to reinforce it? Wow, we are just having fun at this stitching shop. Let's get back to this. Skittles. No, Smarties are little chocolate covers, and that is so weird. I think I've got a pack of candy corns in the kitchen right now. They weren't the Brock's ones, so but that's just high fructose corn syrup and pigment, I think. Oops, we're too close to the... I'm trying to drive over the bone. Okay. Alright, zipper foot, but still need to not ride over the bone. Don't recommend that. You'll just break a needle. Kilroy. It is easy to write a feel-good totalitarian internet bill. Gives you re-election fuel as well. It's harder to make the roads better, and since roads are boring, they don't make good re-election fuel. This is unfortunately true. Oh, let's see here, Allie. You think I referring to prior attires pattern books? Maybe they are expensive but worth it. You think? Okay. I get insights before the first one was put out. Well thought. Good. I haven't had any of those waxy candy corns in ages. I know. When I was little, I used to think that the ones that were shaped like the whole corn rather than the kernels tasted different. I was like, what? I think they all taste the same, but in my head I was like, they're not. But then, like, did she write the Tudor Taylor? Some of these I saw, well, I still have in my Kindle Unlimited, one of the Janet Arnold's Patterns of Fashion. Because I like the line drawings and the historical detail. I can't see me ever, like, using the grid method to scale up the patterns. Why don't you just look at it just makes more sense for me to look at the picture, scale up, take my measurements, and then draw it, because I don't know, I guess everybody does their own way. But was it red threaded? I don't know, I was just scrolling through patterns, and one of them was like 80, was it one of the folkwear patterns? The corset one? Something was like $80 for the pattern. I don't know if it's a rare one. or like red threaded, their stays and corsets are like in the $30 area. Like I understand why they're expensive because they take a lot of time to do all the grading and all of this stuff. I just buying a pattern that I'm going to have to alter, spending $30 to have to basically redraw it for my own measurements just doesn't seem worth it to me. There are so many drafting methods. There are for sure. Maybe I should go back. For a while I was reading one of the manuals to make, because I thought that I was going to self-draft my split riding skirt from it. So I was like going through the different sewing lessons and stuff. Maybe I should resurrect that. That was kind of fun. I know, you just find, and everybody's like their proprietary one. It's like, this is so and so's drafting method. I love the ones that had all the their own proportions, grid scale things. But so I like to read the manuals, but without the tool, it just doesn't make any. The tool were like the presser feet that just didn't survive. It seems like, which is too bad. Oh, but maybe one of the PDF ones, if I knew how to do Adobe or something, I could scale it up, and if they have the picture in the back. But oh, right, because I love this corset. Is so crazy, but it's like everything I make. Why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary? Okay, where were we? Allie says it's worth doing your own pattern. You get what you want with the correct fit. My thoughts 100% exactly. Because I have it in my head. I've scrolled through enough Pinterest, seen enough things, and I'm like, I want this particular thing, but nobody knows exactly what I want in what my little brain wants with the perfect combination of pleats and tucks. It's kind of similar to my Irish crochet masterpiece that is in my brain. The at the They show you a whole bunch of motifs and different like collars and corset covers and necklines and yokes. And at the very end, they're like, and all of this is so that you feel free to make whatever motifs and do whatever you want with this and make it your own. And I was like, brilliant. I will make whatever I want. Because some of the fun is just sitting and making the individual flower motifs or spending a day just making circles. It must be too close to the bone wire me. Not. I need 5 gajillion layers of stitches because I'm. Oh, corsets. All they are is beautiful straight lines. I think they're a great way to practice straight line stitching. Oh, which was why I keep thinking about ordering those things. So for my quilted petticoats, I can try different quilting motifs instead of just a grid pattern. It all goes. I know in my head what I'm thinking of it. Why? Wow, who didn't tell me that the camera was migrating? Let's see here. Now we are at that should be a little bit nicer. Yeah, the camera needs to. It's autumn time. I'm cleaning out so I can figure out what I need and where it needs to go. At least that's what I'm telling myself. other way. Not next to that channel. And I've got all these guidelines of where I've already sewn it. Just follow the path. Yeah, so I caught a little bit of the show yesterday. Got more fabric and I got scammed. That red makes me think about like a giant Elmo jacket. And then all that cleaning. All that fluff to defluff from the machine. But you gotta do it. Okay, back to the beginning. Oh, oops. I think I usually try to sew the channels from the top down and whatever. We can start right now. Okay. Do. Wow, we are super chatty and just, I think, I don't want to stab the needle through the plastic bone because I've done that before and usually there's a needle breakage or something is not right. Oh, Ellie's seen metal cages for petticoats just due to the weight. Two in the Vancouver Museum were for furs, they think, not on display due to their linkage to fur. The one early one was cast iron from the 1850s. That petticoat must have weighed a ton in addition to the furs. But yeah, I can see if it's like -70, and no electricity, wood stove, you're out traveling, doing stuff. Yeah. It's so sad how we can't like, I don't know. I don't love all of this, like, making sure only showing the politically correct side of history and just being like, oh, so, terrible things happen, but it makes us uncomfortable, so we're just not going to talk about it anymore. Cast iron had a trap door, had a door to walk into the hoop and then place the petticoats over, and then the fur topper. That sounds delightful and super heavy. But amazingly practical. And appropriate for the time and the location. I know, thinking of old things I've met this other individual who grew up in India who kind of has this viewpoint that England should pay reparations to India. And I get it because it's kind of the same sentiment of like the US and our Civil War and the slave stuff. But like it's so in the past. I don't know. We just get along and move on. Okay. Another channel reinforced. And there's probably not. I wonder if there's any images of that. As if I didn't have enough costumey stuff that I've been working on instead of day-wear clothes. There's from the 20. There is a old-fashioned costume that is a giant hoop, and hanging off of it is little animals like a carousel. I was like, I've got some extra hoop tubing. I think that would be an adorable. I just want one. So, question that I was trying to rationalize with myself was, do I get pre-made creepy animals for my creepy carousel, or do I make my own? And me being me, I was thinking that So maybe that will be for next year, because it might take me a couple months to make creepy animals for next year's creepy carousel costume. Because we also like things that are alliterative. They're not. Other channel. Oh, maybe we'll add some more ribbons and lace and doodads to this. Oh, that was my serious question. Has anybody tried any of the heat set rhinestone stuffs and have a thought or opinion? Oh, you've seen, oh, of course you have. The replica of that pattern's from the 1890s. Perfect. I'm gonna draft my own. It's just so cute. Maybe to do like a skeleton. I might need to buy some bones. Wow, this is like, I should have just named this the Bones Show. Or whatever, but. And a bat and some other creepy little animals. All those patterns would be amazing for the nowadays. My thoughts exactly. Or we could be the ones, the super patriotic ones that must have been from around, that are like the Statue of Liberty. Oh, that Batgirl one too. Yes, I have also been eyeing that Batgirl one for a while. Yep, 100%. I think I've pinned that like 500 times. I want that. All of those old patterns, they're so spectacular. Let's see here, Kira, you could also have a situation like South Korea where they demand reparations for Japan. Japan cut a check to the Korean government now. People want a do-over because the Korean government blew it all. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. Well, what is it? I did learn that they don't call it the Sea of Japan. It's the East Sea. You don't call it the Sea of Japan, because you're that's inappropriate. I try to learn a few things from a few places every once in a while. And since I keep spending so much time with people from India and they speak Hindi around me, I'm like, well, let's start just listening. Well, that, and I've already been watching so many Bollywood programs. We're like, let's put Hindi on while we try to sleep. Because I keep hearing the same letters wrong, or my brain hears a different letter. So I have to read the English translation because I can't read the Hindi script. I also must seem to have a thing for languages that aren't written in English, because I've got a handful of words in Russian and Ukrainian, but we'll see. I'm also just kicking myself that I haven't been to the circus studio very much, and just, well, not training enough, but being at home by myself. I just want to perform for Halloween, and they've got their show already lined up, so maybe that might be something that'll be a locals exclusive if I do a live. If I do a new act, maybe that'll be over there. We'll see. Or remember my old act. Something like that. Oh, cats are getting their supper time. That was the dinner bell. And so many threads to trim later. It's the same with knit. At least when I knit or crochet, I attempt to work in as many ends so that, because that The act of like being done with the sewing and then having to spend another hour trimming all the threads is just annoying. It's, but yeah, I don't love it. Ding dong, yes. Yuppers. And my brain can't stop singing, hush, hush, hush. Here comes the boogeyman. Oh, that's such a great. I just all the old fashioned, the costumes, the music, the Betty Boop Halloween song, the whole lot of it. The Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. The Monster Mash. Oh, it's because we're trying to. Oh. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna go. What is wow. Okay. There's not straight seams, and then. Are we gonna show up? Not so easily. We like went way off the rails with that one, so we're actually gonna do it. A hint of unpicking. There is the sewing work. Then there's the finish work. Absolutely. I understand why those were two different jobs, sometimes by two different people, because I enjoy the sewing work. The finishing work just, like, I just want to be done and wear it. So I usually rationalize it to myself of like, well, it's just about done. I need to wear it out, wear it for a couple hours, make sure that there's nothing I want to fix or unpick, or so that I just can just give myself a little bit more time before the finishing work has to be done. Okay. These are not my favorite scissors to unpick with, but my other nips are in the other room. Because I've been working on motifs for my crochet. And my flower cape is still hanging on the wall. Like, well, we'll get there. Especially since the costumers last year who did Cape Timber didn't do anything this year. But I guess, I mean, how many capes does one really need? But, oh well. It's funny how the YouTube sewing kind of goes in seasons. Like, there was the one when folks who like she did the vintage pool party, and that was a big thing for a couple years, and then she's not posting anymore, but then nobody was like brought it back. Can we hear the baby? Oh, he's in the other room getting his dinner. He's so, oh my gosh. That cat, it has the biggest mouth. He just loves to talk. He just loves everything. He loves people. His stepdad came by the other day, and he was like, "Of course you can pet me. But you can come in and give me scritches. I'm here for this. Scared of people? No. Scared of hula hoops? No." I think the only thing that makes him that he's not 100% keen on is his doggo stepbrother. But that's the only thing. The other thing too, when you're sewing with, I should have pulled a little bit farther from the wall because you get to the edge of all the bones and it presses against the wall and it doesn't want to slide nicely. It's so funny that people needed a automatic rewind instead of just like lift the foot and move it, readjust. There's my nips. Okay. But mostly the cats, they've not been fighting too much, just enough. Appropriate ways. Let's see here. Oh, Pam, I'm sure Godless would say over a dozen capes. Exactly. Allie, I like to watch what people put for their yearly winter even bell. Oh, let's see here. I like to watch what people put on for the yearly winter bell epic in Kunderstedt, Switzerland. I know, right? Or what is this? There's like the dressmaker's ball and all of prior attires. I wonder, very particular about the requirements for her events that she curates, which I get it. She's very particular. And she's, oh, yeah. Maybe that would be fun to plan an adventure to like either go to the dressmaker's ball or I don't think I would care so much to do the one that the night at Versailles. I don't love that. Here's me again. I don't love having all those floofy things. Also me, can I look like a cupcake now with all these floofy layers? Oh well. Okay. It's so much faster than when I sewed it the first time. Oh, I'm getting stuck. Okay. Yes, lots of straight line sewing things where I don't need to get up and press quite yet. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's my autumn allergies or that I'm pretty sure I've been exposed to all sorts of the plagues. But it's not to, if I'm gonna be sick, I'd rather like be down for the count and like enjoy being sick rather than just having enough of something to feel irritated and annoyed. Oh, I forgot a bone. Sweet. Let's cut another bone. I know, because I was thinking of capes. I've got my Red Riding Hood cloak, my sheer one, my flower one that's in the process. Oh, my knitted orange and purpley one, my spooky colored one. Ellie, you were offered the flooring from the Versailles Palace. It was 6 inches thick parquet and in 1 meter squares. Just junk at that point, and it was dangerous to walk across. Oh, wow. Yes, please. And I still like the look of a parquet floor. I was gonna say, who am I but old-fashioned, but there's something about that is just the look of it. That sounds amazing. Oh, this is the one where I needed to unpick something. That's what this channel was, I think. Oh, snip. Sound of the tin snips on plastic. Okay, and we're just dropping stuff. Oh. I'm not going to treat myself to a new chair like Godless. Did he ever figure out what he was going to do? Doesn't matter. I need to just recover the top of my stool here because I don't like sticking to my chair. scratchity, scratchity, scratchity. Okay. Last phone. Until I find another one that I forgot about. The phones fit in here. Maybe I was not in the right channel. There we go. Oh, let's see here. They did refloor. They did the floor for a reason. It was a ruin. Most could only be used for very small parts, and then firewood. That floor did last for 100 years. Yeah, that's a good long life in the life of flooring. Be a cute tabletop, but yeah, all the feet. If those floors could tell stories, the stories they would tell. Did I say feet? If those floors could tell stories of all the feet that walked on them, that I think is what my brain was trying to spit out unsuccessfully. Oh, this is okay. Before we sew this one in, so this is how this. What did I do? So I've got my flat felled seam, my boning channel. I whipped the edges down on the top layer because it's 2 layers of material, and then I had put the ribbons and or the sequins to cover up. So everything was like, if it needed to be finished, I'm like, how can I just make this more than the last time of exciting, over-the-top, gaudy finishing stuff, which is kind of how we roll at the circus, because you got to be able to see the sparkles from the back row of the nosebleed section, right? So we'll see. I am pining for a performance. That's all I'm seeing from myself right now. Miss the lights and the stage and the audience. But actually, I get some of that. I'm here with you all. This is live action. The lights, glamour studio, interaction. And since this side did not have the extra doodles, I'm going to reinforce both sides of this boning strip. I know when I'm good, I try to, after I backstitch, snip super close so that there's less long threads. But then I also, besides being wasteful, they're easier to see if they're a little bit longer. Whatever. Let's see here. 400-year-old flooring. I don't think there's anything. No, there must be some ruins here because there was people from Mexico when Mexico was up from all the way up to Canada, basically. Folks who spoke Spanish their whole lives here longer than my family's been in this country. It's like, okay, good times. Oh, do you think that the individual that they arrested in Vegas for Tupac's drive-by, is he actually the right guy? Did they really do we really have a suspect in Tupac's murder after 20 whatever years? Did they really get it this time? I don't know. I do not know. Guess we'll find out. And yeah, I can't. The Russell brand just makes me like angry. Oh, and same with AOC. When did maths become gendered? Like, girl math, boy math, like, isn't it just maths? I don't understand the use of language sometimes in this world, currently. Or, well, let's see. He actually could have done it. I bet he said something, right? Oh, right, and he had his autobiography or right. Okay. We'll see, says Kilroy. They are able to uncover new info from old evidence with the new tech. This is true. This is true. Or you could just be dumb like that meatball person in Philly and like live stream you looting. I loved all the jokes afterwards of like, oh, Apple products and liquor, of course they're bred. Like they were just hungry. But that's interesting that Apple has a kill switch if their devices get stolen from the store. They're just rendered useless. But will that change with the right to repair stuff? To have more, does that include access to the code or just the hardware devices? I don't know. Hey, Freya Fruifers. Did you have a good dinner, Goo? Oh, that little boy, showed up the first week, and I can't encourage him yet to come hang out with us. Which may possibly be for the better, because I can see him being dangerous with Thread, because he's kind of dangerous. Yeah, that. Yeah. No government shutdown. We did that. But yeah, I think we touched on earlier Jamal Bowman. Like, does everybody, even little kids, know you don't pull fire extinguishers? Like, come on. Now we're just getting redundant in topics. What else? What else do we have? I have another channel to sew, and then oops. Coming along. The new cat has talents of grabbiness. He is incredibly grabby, bitey. I do worry about him with the Thread, that he would just be like, it's a movable toy. I was also thinking about getting him one of the collars that have the feather attached to it, and then I was like, wait, I just got him a new collar with his harness and leash, and they said the quality was bad, so I was like, I'll just get some springy spring coil, and we can make our own feather on a necklace toy. Because I bought an entire box of toys for them. Not that we didn't already have an entire box of toys. And what was his favorite toy this week? The paper bag from the Indian Takeout. He was like running into the bag, diving, tearing it up, running out, pouncing on it, back into the bag. He has the most amazing joie de vivre. He loves life, loves food, loves a warm spot to sleep, loves a hula hoop, which 10 out of 10 I might be one of my favorite traits about him, because I keep thinking about a cat hoop act, but my last cat who did hoop tricks with me doesn't do hoop tricks with me, can't do hoop tricks with me. Alright, the past is the past, we gotta sew in this current. Alright, we've got just 3 more, no, 4. Just only 4 more pieces to reinforce. And then to restitch all the binding that I unpicked when I harvested the bones the last time. And then more decorations, because more decorations than last time. I don't think I'm going to use the E6000 though. Yeah, it's getting too cold to use that glue. And I think for hooping, I don't think they would last. All that friction and movement isn't, I just don't think it's going to work that good. Well, let's see here. And then we're going to sew these 4 channels. I'm going to adjust a camera and we'll look at some of my fabric stash to pick out for new projects, or are we going to sew the lace on my black bloomers? Nope, we'll sew the lace on the black bloomers. Can't get too far ahead with new project planning until we get a little bit more done with our current projects or upgrading old stuff. Hey, Faye Fruifers, I moved the tree. So, right, the cat tree that is where the mannequin used to be is behind me, and Freya Fruifers, same tree, different location. She's like, I like it here. I didn't like it in that other spot, but if you're going to leave it here for me, then of course I'll just play all over it. That smells like... There's nothing... Oh, I guess I'll... Okay. Okay, pictures and funny stories. So, we went over... I heard the night before Human's birthday, I got this text of like, there's gonna be cake. We're gonna smash it in his face. I was like, okay. I don't know. I was not thinking I was gonna go over, but I was like, all right, if there's gonna be cake, I'll like get myself collected so I can go see all these misadventures. It was rainy. I dressed up, had a scarf with me because I've been all these Hindi Bollywood movies. I'm learning veil talk, scarf talk, because everybody, they like, depending on your facial movement, your eyes, and where your veil is, you can have an entire conversation with somebody without having said a whole word. Hey, Skits! Long time no see since last week. Hope you've been well and sewing nicely. And where was I? Oh, so I got dressed up, went over next door. At a little after midnight, there was cake being smashed into faces. Hey, Freya Fruifers. So he'd never had cake smashed in his face. After they finally got cleaned up, we had like real cake for eating, and it was insisted upon that I get fed a piece of cake, and then our friend fed me a bite of cake. I was like, I can't. Maybe once prior in my whole life has somebody like fed me cake. It's just not a thing that it usually happens. But I was told that we would ruin the ritual, so I was like, all right, you can give me a piece of cake. I'm not gonna say no, or a bite, because that's 2 bites of chocolate cake. I didn't need a whole piece. He's so funny. He left it out overnight with like the lid and then threw it out, and it's like, it's a chocolate cake. It's not going to go bad. You could just eat it, but whatever. What do you want, Creepy Goobs? You're saying you should sew this line for me. Or do you... Here. Don't tell your brothers. Don't tell your brothers. You can have it. What? Don't tell your brothers I gave you extra snackies in the middle of dinner time. Don't tell them. I know, it's been a while. We've missed you, Freya Fruifers. You've been like hiding. You don't have more because you're gonna get more dinner food. Are you gonna supervise? All right, Inspector 9. Inspector 9. Okay. She, on the other hand, does not care for the sound of the sewing machine, nor the pressure cooker. Oh, she's behind me. I'm getting distracted by cats. I know, so much to sew. But I do a little bit when I can do it, and I don't feel bad that my output is slower, but I also do different stuff, so I can only compare myself to me, not what anybody else's output is. I know, okay, yeah, so we had cake, we had misadventures. The next night we stuffed ourselves on Indian food and craziness. The night after that, we stayed in, but I heard them riding the electric scooter and bike, and sometimes you hear stuff and you're like, this just doesn't sound good. You're like, I hope there's not gonna be any issues. Come to find out later, yeah, there was issues. Somebody broke their foot. I'm like, okay. My intuition was not off. Okay, get back here. Stand up straight, soldier. Okay, almost closer. Okay. One. Almost there. Okay, I think this is the last one. But I will double check because knowing me, that probably is not true. I know there's so many lines of stitching that it is trying to bunch up. It already knows where it wants to go, and I just have to follow it and not force it somewhere different. That's one of the hotness. Done! Back here so we can reinforce. Backstitch. Okay. Now to just patching, restitching some of the doodads, because the ribbon is just hand tacked in there randomly. I've got enough colored thread I can color match it and stitch over it, but that's in the other room. So we have reboned my poison apple corset. Upgraded her with a zipper, and then wow, am I trying to lose my voice too? I am not sick. I refuse to be sick. And because there's so much going on, I will probably hand stitch that bias tape back down on the inside, because that's what I did the first time. There's a lot of bones, and we don't want to hazard a needle. Just use whatever thread you have. Screw it. Yeah, fine. I could do that too. There, and that's just another excuse to bedazzle, to add more dazzle than last time. And I am just enjoying sewing straight lines right now. Who would have ever thought the highlight of my week would be hanging out with... Never mind. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me while we sew straight lines on corsets. Trying to catch the raw edges a little bit. That was why I sewed this. So that was the purpose. Oh, I don't really need to be using my zipper foot, do I? Oh no, your 9-year-old is sick. I'm sorry, Pam. The six have been going around right now for sure, though. I have been dealing with quite a bit of that. And it's also time for my autumn allergies. Because the autumn the autumn harvests are starting to come in. And yeah, 'tis real. We cleaned out the heaters and actually I had to turn them on because I was just getting so cold. I was like, I can't deal with this. But it is almost that time of the year. Oh, most of the sewing machines sew this line. Yes. Yes, they do. That was funny, Ellie. That was good. Yep. I know. I think the last time I laced this, I used, I don't know, like 30 pounds per inch tensile strength cord. It was a little too fat. So maybe I will just find some nice ribbon in my stash or splurge on something. Since with these hand-sewn eyelets, it's not like I can tight lace this. It's not gonna. It's not. I don't have that much structure. Oh, this needs to be sewn down. You are like falling apart, kid. You're coming apart at the seams again. Alright, but I was gonna switch my feet too. I think we can go back to our regular foot. Well, hopefully they're tolerating it well and that they get better soon. Because, yeah, being sick is no fun. And if I'm gonna be sick, I want to be sick and not just if I'm gonna be sick, I want to be sick and not just annoyed. That's where my words are. Right now, I'm just feeling annoyed. Oh. Alright, I'm thinking of my list. I sketched. It's in the other room. Trying to pick out my black chemise top to go underneath all this costume stuff since I've got the black bloomers, which we'll get to next. Get back to. No, needle up. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think was this the first one? This is the very first corset I ever made. And then I never looked back. Now I keep making them. But they've been making me think about the art of getting dressed rather than just like slapping on clothes and running out the door. Like, you gotta put your stockings, then your chemise and drawers, then your petticoat, then your corset cover, then your shirtwaist, then your dress. Like, just all the steps and thoughtfulness. feels like it took, but that may be me rose-colored glasses and looking at dressing in the past with my rose-colored glasses on. You're wandering. Don't wander. I wander. Oh, I'm mixing up songs again. This needs way more bling. There's a lot of things I need to hide. So how old is that first corset? I made this a year ago this time. So I've been corseting for 12 months now. So not that long. They're just super addictive. And I make one, feel like it's my wearable mock-up, and then I'm like, I need to make the same one a second time. So I've got my, like, the Ralph Pink half-boned full-length stays that have been, like, cut in my pile for a while. Just haven't marked the boning channels in them. But yeah, I'm glad that you let me know when Ariana Black that there was issues with her website, because I'd found on Reddit with some folks who'd curated all of her patterns. So I downloaded all of them because I really enjoyed her patterns and didn't really need to make a lot of alterations in the. Yeah, they mostly just fit, and I really liked that. So yeah, I overworked my very first corset from 12 months ago. But what's a little over? I just told myself, I was like, well, it's the first one, but I'm not going to know how the materials are going to hold up for the stresses that I, in particular, are going to put my clothing through. So I was like, well, might as well try it, because if I don't, then I wouldn't have known that the sequins bled or completely lost their color. And now, let's see here, should I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And since that time, I've made 6 or 7 other styles. No, not other styles, because I always make them in pairs. The first one and then the second one. So I've made 3 styles. So I have made 6 more corsets since then. Since my very first one. Love it. And they're so I like the back support, especially my blue riding corset, because it's got the hip gussets. This one is like a fancy dress corset, because if there's one thing, it's hard to bend over to the side, but that could have been. Did I use steel in this one? There might have been some steel boning that I took out and replaced with plastic, so that will be more movie. Hey, Butterfly! Stopping by for a quickie. No worries. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Sunday, happy week. Hope all of your sewing machines are happy. Yep, just reworking old corsets and chit-chatting and slowly but surely getting closer to finishing projects, because everything, I think it's like a painting. You just need to either A, know when to stop, or B, know that, well, I made it. I figure that I'm going to end up having to do a whole bunch of mending over the course of the lifetime of something, because I either, like, didn't catch it right or sprung a hole. So I think the other half of sewing is all the mending, and whether we're going to do visible alterations or visible mends, invisible mends, how we're going to tackle those things. I know I try to once a year, once every 2 years, go through my knitwear to make sure like that the moths didn't enter my drawers, and if they did, fix it so I don't end up with bigger problems. So there was one sweater that I was like scared to mend. I was like, what? There was no good reason either. And then I did it. I was like, and it's done. It was not that terrifying. Wow, we are just meandering. Oops, we should stop on this one. But I will probably hand tack this pink one down a little bit because the seam is right over the bone, and I need to catch this edge. But that I can do by hand in the morning. What's up, Loki Fluff? Alright, let's get this. I'm going to do that white one by hand because I want to pretend to be able to cover up where it's peeking through while I figure out which gemstones and beautiful doodads I will also add. Okay. Let us make sure that the machine is threaded. And sew some white lace on black bloomers with gray thread, because that's what we have threaded. And it works with black or white. And we might be here for like 20 years while I get through this school. Oh, quiet, Tony. And I even eat and I'm still getting the grumbles again. Oh, it's because the soup that smells so good. Hey, Loki. Hey, Freya. Yep. Alright, we're sewing lace. As if I could forget. And I thought I heard cats behind me, but there are. But they're... No. There they are. Hiding in the... They're so fancy. They're like, wool blankie, yes. Silk robe, absolutely. We like the finest cat beds in life. Yep, they are spoiled. Alright, pin cushion. We should have enough bobbin thread because we didn't. We weren't sewing ruffles tonight, so. Need to not get stuck. Okay. Pull. Push out. Ruffle frame. Yeah. Alright. And we're gonna. Alright. I know. Oh. I love these random. Actually, they're not even. Well, layers of lace. As I was almost done last week, I was like, oh, I had enough. I probably could have done a gathering thread and like actually had it more ruefully, but I was most of the way done. I was like, well, we've already cut and pinned it. We're gonna do this version. They're just gonna be white lace tiers. And it's gonna be fine. Also, my bloomers do not necessarily need to make it look like I had a BBL. That's what my petticoat's for. Oh, my pins are getting stuck in the lace. Alright, don't roll it, just stitch the end. Ooh, almost one more row done. You know, I've got a can of pumpkin. I'm just like wanting all of the autumn. I want spices, more spicy soup than last time. Got cabbage to make kimchi. Oh no, bring the little man in here! Come on, little man! Bring him in here! As I like yell. Come on, little man! Alright, come on, Loki. Say hello. Hello, Baloo. Hello, Baloo. Yes, this is the no BBL circus. I don't need that around here. Okay, Loki. Here, I know, you're doing so good. He's so cute. So cute. But I keep feeding him and he's like still so skinny in his haunches. It's like he's got a hollow tail for food. He's not quite ready to... Actually, he is learning some tricks. And he wears his harness and thinks it's the worst thing ever. Until he's like, oh, I can play. I can do this. Yes, this is Baloo, the new kitty. Yeah. You're gonna distract me for a few minutes? You're gonna put your butt in this... I know, why do cats always have to put their... You gotta show off all their assets on the camera. No, you can't eat the pins, though. I know, you're kind of dangerous. He loves to just, like, take your finger, and he must not have had, like, siblings he was around. Because he acts like such a baby sometimes. You're such a baby, my golden child. The golden child has arrived. I know, I don't want to catch your tail in the sewing machine. Thanks for visiting. Thank you. Come again. Oh, Loki, you're... Alright, you can have some more snackies. Because you're such a good boy. I'm glad that they've not had, like, too much crazy fights. Oh, Allie, your cat would flop over and be dead weight with a harness. Could only take him along to drag him on the ground. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it took him a second. Like when he first got it on, they're in the other room. Got three different styles of harness that I hadn't tried before. Because I don't know, safety. They are crate trained. They eat their meals in their crates, and I make them wear harnesses for safety because they're not chipped. They don't really go outside, so it just helps. I don't know. I just like it. I'm just one of those humans who like, hey cat. But the boys are so food motivated that they're like, are you going to give me treats? Are you still going to play with me? They're like, okay, we'll suffer through this. It can't be the worst thing ever. But he doesn't know the beginning of showtime yet. That's funny. He'll learn. He's still new. It's only been a month? Something like that. Oh yeah, because it was when they were getting ready to all the craziness of the house and the landlord and everybody coming to get the beauty photos done. But it's funny, they at the beginning, like when the property first got listed, there was, I don't know, a handful, like a dozen people came over and did drive-bys and looked at the stuff, but it was like 5 in the first 10 days, nobody liked it enough to do an inside walkthrough, and then it's kind of like quieted down. So we'll see. I think there was some shooting for the stars and hoping for magic, but you can only put so much lipstick on a pig of some stuff. As I look up in the crack in the ceiling, I should get them to come fix that. Oh, yeah, but we had sightings of all the kitties. But I like next week I'll grab the different not hoodies, harnesses. Because there's one that I liked better. Actually, it was more of which cat liked which harness. Hardly. So we tried out some new ones. They all wear a harness. Do they love it all the time? No, but they do. So I also think Baloo would be a great candidate to take on walks with a leash. Because he's just so easygoing. Oh, did I? Never mind. I'm not even going to talk about that little oopsie that just happened. Okay. First layer of base done. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. Well, 4 more because I'm on the 5th one. And for some reason, I started at the top sewing. It doesn't matter. Just pick away and sew. It's not that picky. Hey, you still hiding underneath there? You boys are still playing? Of all the things that he doesn't like, I was like shaking out the silk for something. He did not like the sound of that. But everything else, nothing bothers him except for weird random things. You're so unbothered, and you're such a people person. You're such a people pleaser. Yes, you are. He's funny. I'll keep him. Amit thought that that one of his neighbor's cats looked like Baloo and was missing, and I was like, oh no, did I take some little kid's cat? But no, he's all mine. Stayed at our house. Done. But I told him, I was like, no, people let their cats on the street, but nobody that I've ever seen leaves an unfixed male cat to wander the streets. It's just negligent, or just have strong feelings. And I don't think cats should wander the streets anyway. It's not safe for them or the birds. Or the other rodents, because I know Loki took down a groundhog one day. That cat is the star. You're just an extra. 100%. I know. Everybody shows up for the cats. It comes to the stream just for the cats. Nobody really comes to see me and hear me blabber for 3 to 4 hours. The cats always steal the show. Maybe I'll be good. I will post some video of the cats doing funny business on the community page, so you can see some extra stuff. Because I know not everybody's on all the other social media socials, but I know everybody's here, so I'll do it after I'm done streaming. So it would be no fun for you to watch me try to do it now. But I like torturing myself. there's all the, I don't even understand how to use it, but I re-downloaded OBS so that I could attempt to play with the stream overlays and the light, some of the bringing up of the chats on Rumble during the stream. Not that well, tonight Rumble's not even working for me, but I don't understand OBS, and I don't understand where to plop the code down to, or where to. I'm just gonna have to play. I keep downloading OBS, uninstalling OBS, and then downloading it again. Because why not learn about tech while I practice old-fashioned sewing skills? It's on the 21st century. Oh, what's it? 21st century. Digital good. Don't know how to live, but I got a lot of choice. Oh my gosh. Alright, now we're at the karaoke section of tonight's stream with random shenanigans coming through my head. Different from yesterday's stream. We are different brains and have different random music. Hey, Baloo! Gonna come back and visit me? You're just gonna sit by my feet? Okay. Oh, hey, boys! I got all the boys. Hey, boy cats! Hey! What do you think? Just don't step on a pin. No. Oh, you... Hey, I know you've got the food stack. This is my snack sack. You had snacks and dinner. I'm just going to hold this in my lap so that you come hang out with me, but I'm not actually going to give you extra snacks right now. I know. I'm so horrible. So horrible. And try to make sure that there's no thread for you to snack on. What? Why don't you look in front of the camera so everyone can see your beautiful golden eyeballs? You've got such beautiful amber eyes. Yeah. Should we cut a gold and white and black silk circle skirt? Should we cut another skirt later? I know, we'll see. Oh my gosh, him yelling. Oh. Will you talk? No? Are you gonna jump all the way over to the bed? You just want the snackies? I just want the snackies. I ate dinner twice, but I'm literally going to... Hey! That's my snack sack. You can't carry away my snack sack. You can't carry away the snack sack in your mouth like that. I control the snack sack. Yeah. Look into the light, Carolyn. Oh my gosh, okay. We've been watching Altered Carbon on Netflix. It's like Blade Runner plus... I'm gonna forget all the other things. Interesting. It's a good sci-fi story. With new tech and old tech and this and that and... I've got a boy cat stare down right next to me. Loki's on the floor and, well, we all know where the other one is. Alright, can I finish sewing this strip down? Don't put your tail under the presser foot. Oh, don't beat me with your tail. Stop beating me with your tail. I know eventually he's just going to come all the time because once he knows that there's regular food, he's like, I like eating food. I can eat some more of that. He's so easygoing. A while ago. Oh, hey, look, we're just. Yes, handsome. Everybody's had extra snackies, but I will take a break from sewing to pet on you because we're doing the tour of boy cats on sewing machine tables tonight. Yep, from amber eyes to aquamarine transitory blue-green beauties. Yeah, you're a beauty. All right, let's see here. Should we? Favorite Thanksgiving pie, because I know Canadian Thanksgiving's coming up. Our Thanksgiving's coming up next month. Do we like an apple, a pumpkin? It's not the right season for strawberry rhubarb, but pecan. What's everybody's pie of choice? If you could eat a pie right now, or a slice of pie, what pie would it be? I'm like choking. I know, Loki, I should take a picture of this error message so I can figure out what's going on with my Rumble streaming stuff. Oh, I got presser feet everywhere. Canadian Thanksgiving, October 9th. Very soon. That is very soon. Gotta start cooking. Pumpkin pie right now. Yeah, I could do some pumpkin pie. Boston cream pie. That. Yes. Yes, I am a huge fan of Boston cream. Do not care for a whipped creamy filled donut, but give me a Boston cream pie donut also. Sold. I haven't thought about Boston cream pie in forever. So good. Yeah. It is pie season. But apple pie's good. I miss on the East Coast going to the apple orchards and having fresh pressed cider and cider donuts also. Like we have orchards here orchards, but the autumn stuff is not the same on this coast as it was on the East Coast. Oh, I hear the cat's favorite game of Hunty Hunty Kill Kill happening in the other room. Because he is so high energy. Oh my god, I think we play that game like 20 times a day. Like, I just need to Hunty Hunty Kill Kill. Just one more hunt, please. He's also figured out how to open up the cupboard where the cat food is, so he just stands on the shelf with his head in there trying to chew the bag open, as if he does not eat a lot, all the time. I mean, we're not a free-range food house because I had a cat with a binge purge eating disorder, so we don't have food available all of the time. fall really is an East Coast thing. The weather's too stable on the West Coast. Depends on where. I mean, I have 4 seasons with leaves and cold and stuff, but yeah, the colors, the smells, that cinnamony, no, not nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, crisp apple smell. Oh, a good old fashioned East Coast apple orchard. Ooh, Allie, you live right beside where the Macintosh apples come from. Yum. Those are good ones. I know, because there's so much, like, why stop at a red or golden delicious when Honey Crisps, those ones are good. Oh, there was those, what was the rose one? Was it Pink Ladies? That is, like, blush colored on the inside of the apple. They just look beautiful. And they taste nice. Oh, this. We're wearing our floopy clothes today. Okay. I know we have pear orchards here and apples because I might live on the back door of Harry and David, which I didn't. It's so fun. I don't know. Their rose demonstration garden at their processing plant is super cute, though. Oh, don't drive off the line. Ooh, this lace is so much nicer to sew down than the other ones. But I think it's because it's got the extra layer of protection. Ooh, Allie, your friend has a cat that will just keep eating. A problem. The cat found him when he was walking in a field. He was near death from starvation. Vet said he shouldn't have made it, but he did. Oh, poor baby. That was kind of like Merlin, why we have a feeding schedule, because he just couldn't stop. Cats that have starved get that eating disorder. They get in mind that they may not eat ever again. Absolutely, which is why we have this super elaborate feeding schedule that we've kept for generations. Well, we're in our next generation of cats removed, but Merlin would gorge himself until he just had a binge purge eating disorder. So they would get some wet food. We would wait half an hour, then they would get some dry food, maybe some snacks in the daytime, and then at 5 o'clock in the evening time, they would get some wet food. We would wait half an hour-ish, and then have some dry food. And we got trained, the food handlers, got trained into that feeding schedule, so we've just kept it. But it works because Freya wouldn't eat. Loki and Baloo would eat all the time, so it just, our cats definitely need their periods of of food scarcity, because they'd just be too crazy otherwise. Too much. I know, I wasn't even sure when Baloo came home. Had been like joking about getting a new cat around. Yep. We were thinking about it, but I didn't necessarily want to go to the shelter to vet a new cat, and then this guy showed up and he exhibited his need. Oh, Allie, maybe some snacks, but I don't believe maybe part, right? Just some snackies. Just a little snack here and there. Depends on who's home, but I mean, Loki, because from the streaming, he knows he gets snacks. Sometimes when I do my day job from home, I'm also talking to a camera, so he thinks that it's snacky time when I'm during work hours also. So I'm like, well, my emotional support cat, whether it's for the reason I do my day job or for myself. So yeah, we get lots of snackies around here because cats like snackies. And we've had this bag of chicken hearts that's starting to get stale, so the boy cats have been enjoying those. Freya Frufers, she's so funny. She's like, can I just have the Greenies dental treats or like the Friskies, the Doritos of cat treats? Do I want fancy dehydrated little fishies, minnows, or whatever? No. Do I want salmon? Maybe. But mostly, can I just have the kitty Doritos? Chicken hearts? No. Fish skin? Yeah. Like, you've got all these beautiful options, and she wants the Doritos of cat snacks. But, oh, come on, no fighting. Oh, come on, you two. Speaking of Freya Frufers, come on. Oh. Where's the best view of the cat fight? Nope, I'm like hiding all the ways. I'm blocking every way. Alright. That was not my pretty singer. That was Catfight. They've been so good, so I don't know like how much to intervene or whether I'm just like they just need to like get it out of their system. Oh, this chair's making me itch. Oh my god. I need something fuzzy. What's going on here? Did I swirl over a pin? Yes, that's what that sound is. Pins. Okay. One more row. Done. Oh, scratch that. Did we run out of bobbin thread? That looks like what's happening here. We're broken something. Kilroy, one of your cats loves cheap white bread so much to where he'll chew through the plastic wrapper to get it. Have to keep the bread in the bread bags. That's funny. My kitty Bubasti would do the same thing. Also, check cereal. She would just get herself into the bag and have herself some cereal. You ate the rest of the snack. No, I didn't, but you had extra. I can smell it on your breath. Food fight. Yes. Yep, that sounds like my house. Oh, Pam, the cat's food dishes always have food in them and they eat when they are hungry. That's great that your cats can self-regulate like that. Mine can't. Or at least, well, 2 out of the 3 can't. Freya Frufers can. And lets me know, like, if I feed her, she'll just not come, and then I have to, like, hide her food from the boys, because they have this whole ritual. Freya gets her food first, because or at least it gets set into her crate first. Then Baloo gets his food. Loki gets his last because we have I hold his dish. He walks in between my legs, snakes in between, stands up, gives me a hug, and then I put his food in his crate because I needed a distraction for him because he would just like vacuum all the food into his face so fast that he would sit outside the other kids next to the other dishes waiting for them to be finished so he could have the leftovers. So he needed that distraction time, and yeah, so they finish their food, then the boys make their round to everybody else's crate to see if there's any extra snacks left over. There's like, oh, there's no snacks here. There's no snackies here. Okay, I guess, is there snackies here? And they do it for their wet food and their dry food. Why is there not? What's happened? What happened here? Alright, back in business. I am always envious of the houses where cat food can just get left out, but that has, in my years of being a human for cats, that hasn't worked. My cats don't like that. Or they like it so much that the one cat will eat all the food and then there will be none left for the others. Alright, let me get these last 2 rows done. I know I don't have a co-host tonight to spin off of if I run out to use the little sewing room, so we'll sew fast and then I might run a little early, but we'll see. But there's so much sewing left to be done. Oh, I needed to backstitch. I know next Friday is First Friday, and they usually have a art walk at the different types of galleries, and there's the fiber arts gallery, and the woman who gave me this sewing machine is having a quilt, showing off her quilt. So I'm gonna, no, not I might. I am going out next week for First Friday wearing something that I made that's weather and situationally appropriate. So I can show her what I made on her machine and go out and walk around. Allie, I just got a list of some machines for sale around here and there. Select. One was a W&W number 3 cabinet, no machine, mint, and another was a FAF 130 with the rarish embroidery back attachment arm in Chino, California for $85. Chino or Chico? Because Chico might be within a reasonable driving distance from my house, super 2 counties over the border. I have an embroidery machine, but shit, I might drive down for that machine. Road trip. And I told myself I wasn't allowed to bring home any more sewing machines until the new year, but the embroidery attachment, take it, because I know I talk about this not infrequently. My Babylock with the embroidery stuff, I just Chino Hills. All right. Let me take a picture so I can see how far of a drive this is. Yeah, sure, drop me in. Let's see here. Do I have a email in my description? Or, I mean, you can drop, however you want to share the link. I might be interested. At least for curiosity's sake, but if not, I think I'm definitely going to start an order with Fred Sanford because I want those embroidery feet for this machine, and the darning feet. Because I don't have those in my collection of interesting sewing machine feet. Sweet. Photo time. Thanks, honey. Ay, ay, ay. Who am I laughing? We were joking about possibly driving 6 hours down to the Sikh temple for their big festival in November. I've never been somebody who would drive 6 hours round trip for food, but I don't know. Every once in a while it happens. Oh, but it's so funny. They picked up buffalo wings yesterday, and I don't even know if there was blue cheese. I didn't look, but I like my chicken skin extra crispy, like chicharrones. I don't like flabby chicken skin. So I had one, and I was like, thank you. All right, hold on a second, folks. I will BRB. You have a quilting guide with your... I do. Free food, just pay for it. Exactly. Exactly. I will be right back. Entertain yourselves, please. We are back. Oh, did you see the back picture? Okay, I'm gonna have to look at the pictures later. Let's see. I do have the quilting guide to do straight stuff. I'm just thinking about all the fancy quilt patterns that my grandma used to do, but she also used to hand quilt and not free motion on a machine. I'm gonna have to look at these pictures soon. I think I've got a quilt. I think actually I've got the quilting guide one for. I think I have one for the Singer 101 and for my white Rotary. Ahead of its day, what it does, fancy stitches, and one is even a blanket stitch at a 90-degree. Oh, wow. That is ahead of its time. And if we drive down to the Sikh festival for food, we're gonna go with friends, so it'll all be okay. We keep yeah. Yeah, they were chatting the other day with their friend who lives in Vegas, who must work for a high end. I don't know. I'm gonna go with fancier than Uber, but drives a Class C around that people rent. So they were like, we should all just get a room in Vegas because that's one of the places where you can actually fly to relatively cheaply. Oh, fancy sewing machines. The pressure cooker just ended. There is chicken pho in my house. It's gonna be so good. It's become chicken pho season again. I don't have the patience to do the beef pho, but I do. I'm a sucker for chicken soup because that's what my grandma always used to make. And we've got cabbage to make kimchi with all our pepper. Oh, did you do that really? Please just stay here. Oh, okay. Oh. Being reckless with my sewing, I have to be a little bit more careful. We can't sew the previous layer to the next layer of the lace. That won't look right. Yeah, so I've got some layers of flannel plus felt. So I think I'm gonna, for that quilted stays, I'm gonna use the same pattern I used for my red and skull ones, but then use the Ralph Pink half-boned full-length stays for the tabs. And then I'm just gonna quilt the whole sheet probably in just a diamond pattern and then cut it out and then cut the top part, do the bias binding for the bottom around the tabs, then cut the tabs, and then bind the top. Because I've got all these versions of, oh no, you're not gonna work if I unthread you, of stays and stuff, but it's getting towards winter time and I don't have a quilted pair yet. And I don't really need fancy darning embroidery feet for that. It's more of just my I want it brain talking. And I was like, $6 a foot? Sure. Because it was, what was it, 3 feet for 18? Looked like he had a good time fishing today. I remember seeing that earlier on Facebook. Okay. Oh. Scratch that. We are... No. Take next. We are not threaded correctly. Please go back to the check station and go through security screening again. You did not pass. The quilting guide is awesome for doing that diamond pattern. Perfect. Awesome. I will have to find a place for Brunhild and grab those pieces out. Because it'll be so nice. It's going to take some time, but it's not a huge piece. So I figured I would cut out all the 3 layers, do all the quilting, then cut out the garment afterwards, because then I wouldn't have to deal with shrinkage. Because for a hot second, since I have these stays cut out in this light blue denim, and then this other. I thought I could just cut a piece of flannel and like quilt each one, but then I was like, well, it's going to affect the sheet, it might shrink. So just make that pair and do another pair, because I don't think I want to put, I don't know if I want to put eyelets or a zipper. And I think that those half-boned stays have eyelets in the front and the back, and I just want a single front closure. So I just wanted it my way. Yeah, let's see. Oh, we'll just. Alright. Oh, I should be talking instead of just like wandering off into the other side. So, for those quilted stays, I think one layer is going to be this snowflake red felt for the inner layer, and just because it was cheeky and I thought that I could make them reversible, this beakers and microscopes and test tubes, a full-on geeky chemistry set for the other side, and that'll be reversible. I would make a test panel and then wash it a couple times to see the shrinkage, or even no shrinkage maybe. That is an idea. I have pre-washed all the fabric. I don't usually think about washing my stuff because they've got boning in it. But the okay, all right, done. Oh, haven't done it yet, but that is a good idea. Because if there's no bones in there, then I don't feel so worried about washing it. I haven't washed the flannel piece, so maybe I should give everything another wash on like super hot just to make sure there isn't going to be any more shrinkage. Because I was thinking that's why I was thinking about doing all the sewing and then cutting it out separate in case there was shrinkage in the act of doing the quilting part. And so that's one other overambitious project. And then I still have a goodly amount, no, show what it is, of this skull and crossbones and red that I made my other stays with the zipper. I think I have enough. If I was going to, I do have enough. Do a paneled skirt, maybe a 6 or 5, like, and alternate one red, one skull. It's plastic boning, shouldn't matter too much. Oh, that's good. For some reason in my head, I thought it would just get all twisted and like, I don't know. I'd never thought about washing my stays and corsets, except for maybe like hand soaking them or hand washing them in the bathtub with my wool wash that is like a no agitation cleanser thing. But good to know. That night, I don't have an agitator because I've got a front loader and not a top loader. So yeah, a skirt to go along and match my other stays. Not yes, half bone stays with no tabs. But I want tabs and hips to keep my hips warm because I hate having cold hips and low back in the wintertime. And I know it's not like negative gajillion here, but I get cold. And I need to have my clothes keep me warm and not be literally fat. I don't like that. And I've got so many more ideas for things. The heat setting would matter. Right. Yeah, don't want to. Wouldn't want to dry them on super hot or on super hot water because I might melt stuff. Want to work the fabric. I wouldn't do that with a full made corset. That's what I. Okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, so all the material's been washed and dried on super hot. And once it's done, even with no bones, I'll probably just hand wash it in the bathtub, so I don't think I need to. I don't foresee oodles more shrinkage in that department, especially because nobody washes my fancy clothes but me right now. 'Cause I get grouchy if stuff gets washed on the wrong setting. This is like the talking of, are you trying to use my sewing shears to cut paper? And my favorite is, don't talk to me, I'm counting, when I'm in the middle of like some knitted lace work pattern or think my stitches are off. Humans who live with knitters, you all know that look. You're like, oh god, there's be quiet or death be upon you. There's nothing like the face of counting when you're trying to find your way back in a pattern. You're funny. So true, though. Ooh, I think we need some oil in there again. I gotta lube up all the machines again. We don't necessarily sew every day, but almost 4 hours a week is something. Because I keep getting lost in this hole of like, I want to sew all these amazing, beautiful costumes, but then I'm also like, but if you're sitting and sewing, you're not up hooping and training. So you have enough training clothes, you've got enough costume clothes to practice with. You just got to do a little bit of everything. You can't just do all of one thing. And I think I spent the last year mostly sewing and not hooping. And some of my cute clothes don't. I need to. Yeah. We don't have to talk about that right now. Oh, what was that? The end of last week? There was all that. Was that from the hurricanes? All the flooding up in Halifax and Nova Scotia? Because I may or may not know somebody who happened to be on the local Nova Scotia news, the Halifax news, of like, oh, everything was great. The B&B had, there was coffee and they brought in a generator, so everything was great. My family, we're such simple folks. Give us some fiber, some coffee, and make sure we're warm enough. We are good to go. It doesn't take that much. Yeah, quilted corset, skirt, matching skirt. I've got so many other. All right, that black chemise, because I've got a is it a Bruges crochet piece that I made that fits just over the bust. So I thought I would have some gathers at the bottom so it flares out to meet my measurements, and then maybe do some border lace for the sleeve panels, because I keep trying out everything's got a different neckline, and I don't know. I just wear clothes. Oh, there goes my shears. The snippy snips. Okay. Oh, Kilroy, I just need coffee, meat, and some kind of potatoes in your set. Perfect. It's exactly. It's good to know where our basic in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's good to know what we absolutely need. Oh, Allie, Kilroy, they have them new PEI potatoes there right now. Oh, Prince Edward Island potatoes. Is that like, I love the little baby new salt potatoes that seemed like such a Syracuse thing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen salt potatoes, such a New York thing. East Coast thing. Now I want them. Damn it. Oh no, we've got lamb steak to eat later. I've got meat. Bring on the meat. Oh right, because I got distracted because we had chicken wings, but there was definitely ranch, may or may not have been blue cheese. There was no celery and there was no carrots, and the skin was not crispy. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't eat these. I just prefer my chicken skin air fried to a crispy, crispy texture. I don't like flabby skin. Wow, this whole show could just be like clipped for all of the horrible things we talked about, bones and crispy skin, like all night long. But let's see here. Should we do the knicker dance? Ooh, those flip nicely, even though they're not overly gathered. We've got some nice movement in the ruffles on this. Oh, never heard of them. Allie, says Kilroy. Allie, they do small baby taters with anything you want on them. Salt and Syracuse salt potatoes. I know. See, I knew you would know of this magical thing called Syracuse salt taters. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm distracted looking through the camera of how this beautiful lace butt looks. A fun thing to do is to measure out the salt in front of people and pour it in and watch the expressions of shock. I know, and you really need all that to like drive it in. YouTube probably does prohibit the knicker dance, so let's do it one more time so that whatever's going on with tonight's Rumble show, we've got the full exclusive show, uncensored, on Rumble, the station, the network for free speech. Because democracy dies in the darkness, and if you don't know what your dissidents are saying, you're missing out. Allie, I make those with my local potatoes. They are grown with groundwater that is referred to as sweet water, drinkable, nice from the well, has lots of minerals. Right, I know. One more for Kilroy. The band Knicker Dance of YouTube. Alright, where's the front half of these? Because we got the backside done. I know, well, and I was just seeing one of on the X, the Not Twatters, that there was definitely a list of banned words, but if you change the spelling, that then Twitter was like, oh, we can let this pass. I don't need the pin for my front and back because I definitely know which is the back now, because the front is not getting that much excitement. This is business in the front, lace in the back. Oh my god, they're listening to music and still playing. That little man has got enough energy for like 5 cats. And then he likes a hula hoop. Oh, love it. Getting me my cat act yet. Oh, I don't have any stretchy orange fabric. I was just thinking about making cat costumes. I know, we're too funny. Knicker dances are just another event in the circus. Exactly! Like my can. Yes, hula hoops, knicker dances. We're like borderline for the. I never said that I did a kids show. I could, but is my favorite something that's a little bit less kid friendly? Also, yes. Because hula hoops and knicker dances, and I need to finish sequining my pasties and maybe make some tassels because I think that would be a fun skill, like the tassel twisting on your pasties, like such arts. All right, we're just going around the corner on the front here. Let's see here. We're just gonna pin. I'm going to press and then clip my corner curve here afterwards. Let's see here. This is the right side because we're doing French seams, so right side's definitely the right side. Don't need a pin anymore because I know my fronts and my backs. What do folks do if you have made something where the front looks like the back? What's your favorite method of marking how you know which is the front and which is the back? Let's be good and actually trim some threads. Let's see here. What does tomorrow have to be Monday? How is it today, October 1st? What crazy makeup do we want for next week? Do we want a preview of my hoop act next week? Are we here for just the sewing or for all of the stage performing shenanigans? Or is it my show and I can do whatever I want? Oops, don't cut my... Yeah, so this, I think I mentioned this last week. This is started off as the apricot shorts pattern from Mood that through some alterations and making it fit for me. Plus, there was something like literally wrong with the pattern. Can we just... I don't care that they have different people making their patterns and doing their design stuff, but it would be nice if there was a little bit clearer consistency of the, like, are there seam allowances? Or, I don't know. I like it because it's free and you just print it out, but they also leave a lot to be desired sometimes. Ooh, let's see here. Kilroy now. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise. Oh man, the year has just gone, hasn't it? Has. I kind of want to go back and like have it be January 1st again, but at January I hadn't met everybody who's here hanging out with me right now during all these shenanigans, so it's been quite a year so far. I'm here for it. Let's see here, Miss Pam. Sometimes I put a row of stitching to mark the back and or add a piece of ribbon. That's a good idea. That would also work. I think I actually have some stitch labels that I keep forgetting to use that my auntie sent, but yeah, I definitely have some pants where I think they're mostly cut enough the same way that I I forgot which is the front and which is the back. I know there's definitely one pair of pants that still has a safety pin in the front, which is how I know which is which. Oh, I probably want to sew this with the lace on the top. I'm not. Alright, we'll just repin that side. If I'm not doing a flat seam, we're doing French seams, and this, we're doing French seams. Because trying to do a flat felt with all of this lace off the edge might make me crazy. Here goes nothing, kids. And then we will trim. Later we will press. So I'm not anti-pressing. No, I just sound like an ad for an antidepressant commercial. Let's see here, Killer. Take a bucket of house paint. Paint it down. Yes, that is one way. Paint a giant F and a B. So the one is the front and the other is the back. Brilliant suggestion, Kilroy. I don't think I have any house paint, but I do have some Kills, which is almost house paint adjacent. We could also just pretend like this is like the no fur campaign. Alright, so these come up together super simple, like French seam in the... I did one French seam in the back because I knew I was going to do the lace so I could get that piece done. So I wanted to do this part while everything was flat because sewing all this lace in the round, I do not... You can do however you do, but I would not. Not for me. And I am going to finish, not sew up the crotch seam yet because I want the center front to have that French seam sewn in so that I can attempt to make sure that my seams go in opposite directions so there's not too much bulk on one side. So let us eat salad. I mean, sew some seams real fast before we think about getting up and hula hooping and not just sewing tonight. I'm just trying to carefully go over the lace, but it's all going to be enclosed, and I'm going to trim it a little bit so it's actually fine. Oh wow, never mind. If you're looking this close for my knicker laces off, then I either really like you or you have too much time on your hands. Alright. So now that everything's encased, I'm going to go with quick trim. And do the other side. Where's my waste container? Or my cabbagey? See, I don't not drive fast. I just need to feel safe driving fast. And sewing boning channels do not drive fast. Hey, that all we can do on this piece for right now. one back, one front. Ah, so cute. Let's see here. What? Is there anything else? Sharpie. That would work too. We made it through a whole bunch of stuff tonight. I'm kind of feel like there's one last thing I had pulled that I can't find right now. Should have some new stuff to plan. Finish stuff. Let's see here. Kilroy, just you wait. One of these days, you're gonna wake up and I'll have Kilroy-ized your machine with a ninja bike motor! No. Not gonna happen, my friend. You can't abuse my Brunhilde like that. I won't let you. She's magical in her hand crankedness. And Killer Alley, I really want to do a fast as I can corded corset panel video. Are you talking of what you want to make for you, or are you teasing me with an idea for me? Because also corded corset, not something I have done yet, and also kind of want to. You really want to do a fast as I can corded corset panel video. We're just gonna time ourselves for one panel. Then I'm gonna pick the back panel that has only like 2 cords. You have seen a Singer 66 hooked up to a 350 CI block motor. Wow. That's so much power. But, actually, I do got one more thing here. I know, Luffy. So since I'm almost finished with my Halloweeny stuff, and I have, 4 yards, 6 yards of this blue with white flower. I thought this would make a cute petticoat and have this flowery blue silk as the top dress layer. There we go. This camera has got the better. No, this camera's got the truer color. You probably could sew through titanium with a motor like that, Kilroy. Let's see here, Allie. They had a write-up back then that listed times they did in the factory. I want to mimic. You want to mimic that with the specialty feet they had. See if I can get that time. That sounds like an amazing piece of anthropological history reenactment. Let's do it. I don't have a cording. I'll do. That sounds like fun. I'm down for this challenge. Let me know what feet I need. And again, we're back about feet. Thank you. Yeah, the blue cotton for the petticoat I got at the thrift store. No, this is the fashion side, not the inside. With these little flowers. And the silk has been in my collection for a very long time and is very old, but I have this much of the roll, so I need to not feel bad about using it for random stuff. No one has those feet, I'm sure. So we'll have to find our second best. Maybe a zipper foot, and a zipper foot will approximate that. Where was I thinking? Oh, making an Ice Princess costume, because coming to the close of the Halloweeny, like, orange harvest phase. It is a lot. It is. I've got way more of the pink. This is my favoriteest one of that collection. Let's see here. It's like silver chrysanthemums, but I have the least of this one. I only have this much. Oh, right, Allie. They were almost all recycled for the war effort. I would have thought it is a wonder no one it is a wonder the out of use feet made it into your hands, I'm sure. Let's see here, Kilroy. Nobody needs to hear. Oh! Kilroy, I am all here for the rare foot fetish. Zipper foot will not do. It's not guided at all. Thank you. Yes, this one is. I do like this one also. Which camera is going to make the prettiest picture of it? And then we have some gold. This one I also have a goodly amount of. It's like feathers. It's like gold and silver and black. Looks like Baloo, my golden boy outfit. What is the foot called? And we'll have to wait for our Darth Manual Ellie to respond. Oh, the cording foot. It is a cording foot, but not the regular one. It came with all the machines. Thank you. I know, right? This is why that's the other thing I was going to ask. See if Fred Sanford is that cording foot for my white Rotary. Right, because it's the one that has the little cutout at the bottom, so the cord slides through. I know. I remember. If I don't know anything, I'm like, wait, we must consulteth Lord Darth Manual. There probably is. There are cording foot pictures that I've seen, at least for the white Rotary. But you have to look for like the old-fashioned ones, because the modern ones have these like holes in them. They're not the same as what this foot looks like. But I'll see if Fred Sanford has one, because I think, even though I'm already sold myself on those 3 free motion feet. If they're still there, we'll be doing an unboxing in 2 weeks. Let's see here. Yep, 2 cutouts in the bottom of the foot. 2 cutouts. Okay, I'm gonna have to look in my head. I'm thinking, oh right, the needle hole in the middle of the concave parts. Yep, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes, this is the foot, the unicorn foot you tease me with. But I wanteth this foot for my sewing machine collection. Awesome. I don't think I've got anything more super exciting tonight, folks. We can hang out for a little while. I can let you go on your merry ways for Sunday. Thanks for hanging out for all of our sewing and chit-chatting. You asked Fred Sanford. You got the first pick on the list, and Mikey Wolfgang's antics. All right, fair. Are you thinking of the low shank or the vertical or the horizontal shank, like for the white Rotary? Actually, you probably want all of them. You got your first in line for, does it fit any machine I have? Please give me this foot. Good. You get, I want you to have that sewing machine foot. All right, because Wolfgang's of Antiques has got that. They are the one. Is that the ones who are selling that Phoenix model for like $200 plus like another $100 for shipping? And I was like, I want it, but that's a lot. That's. You gonna say goodnight? Hello, little man. The low shank. Okay. There should be several sizes too. Right, because cording comes in different things. You can take the low shank. I'll take the horizontal shank for Brunhild for my white. Like, I don't care. I like that machine too. There, you're not getting any more snacks right now. You have snacks on the floor in the kitchen. You've got snacks on the floor. Right. Yes, it looks like it because I see them on the hand crank sewing machine page selling stuff a lot. I know. I think I just want that one for the name and not that I really need another sewing machine to care for. Don't unplug my camera unless you think we're really getting ready to go. He may or may not. The cat might close the show for us tonight. Awesome, folks. You have been amazing. I've had fun. I've hope you all had fun. Don't wait till tomorrow when you can be fabulous today, and don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. And if I can pop by tomorrow, I will. If not, I will definitely see you when I see you all next. You keep being amazing. All right, thank you all.